but corruption creeping in. Gotta take back the street.
From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace.
I love it too.
Keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Yeah.
I just did the split and got up. You just didn't have the cameras on. Why didn't you have the cameras on? Let the people see me do the split, man. Oh man,
I wish I had the. That was funny.
They missed it. They missed it just because you didn't. Doggone it. What's going on, good people? How's everybody? Welcome to Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, Pablo.
That's what it is. So, of course, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I made the mistake. You know what I made a mistake and did last night?
You turned the news on.
I turned CNN on.
Wait. First of all, what time was it?
After 10.
You didn't get any sleep, huh?
No. So you know.
I know you.
Bruh, I fell asleep with the TV on.
You started dreaming it.
And everything that was happening on TV was in my dream.
Don't you hate that?
Oh, bro, I ain't been to sleep. I wake up, be like, oh, man, da-da-da-da-da. I call myself turning down the TV. I can't turn it off. I'm scared I'm going to miss something.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm scared I'm going to miss something. I don't know what that is.
You know what's the last thing I watch before I go to sleep so I do not have stupid dreams? Leave It to Beaver. I watch that so I do not have stupid dreams. Because if I watch something paranormal or something with Humpty Dumpty on it with Trump, you know him, I will have stupid dreams.
But whose beaver do you be leaving it to?
The beaver that's left.
You know, I had to do it. But it was too easy. It was too easy. I was gonna let it go.
I sit there.
But no, you wanted to be Mr. Leave It the Beaver. You know I'm gonna
I
say something.
crack up at some of the things they say. Ward, don't you think you were a little tough on the beaver? I sit there and cry laughing.
See that people got to understand your sense of humor too.
Yeah, I'm way left field.
Oh boy, you is out in outer space, left field. Mm-hmm. But I watched. So I ended up sitting up last night, watching the news, saying to myself, "All right, you're gonna fall back to sleep."
But you keep watching because you want to know what's going to happen next.
Because I thought, I don't know why I thought this, but at some point in time in my dreams, I'm thinking, watch us invade Colombia. Because, the Colombian president is having a field day with Trump right now.
Oh, he is?
Oh, bro.
I have elected not to watch any of it because I'm done. I'm just totally done.
You done?
I'm done, man. And once I get done, that's it.
Yep. Well, I'm just thinking that Colombia gonna be number 2. Watch, and let me tell you why I'm thinking that.
He wants the coffee beans.
Huh?
He wants coffee.
No. No. I'm thinking that he's going to do that because of the fact that he's now starting to make innuendos about postponing elections.
Uh-huh. Didn't I say it yesterday? Didn't I say it? Go ahead and say it. You said it.
You said it.
Okay. Wait, hold up. You actually said it.
I ain't say what you said. I just said you said it. Mm-hmm. IT. That's what you said. It. But no, he's saying that he made innuendo about it. He didn't say, and then he changed the subject.
Of course.
He's going to try it. He's going to try it. And if he does, will he succeed?
Nope. Colombians don't play, boy. You start messing with the cartel, you might as well cancel Christmas next year.
But that's not the part I'm worried about. I'm worried about him putting. It's 2 parts of this that I'd be more worried about. I think the first part is the fact that he would put people in harm's way. Them young men and women, put them in harm's way, knowing that we should not be messing with other countries for their mineral rights, for their resources, and you trying to act like a gangster. But he trying to act like a gangster.
Him no gangster.
He wants to make sure that he can stay in office for a certain period of time. And I don't think that that's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen, but I'm not surprised that he wouldn't try it. And then the other part that really gets on my nerves is the fact that the Democrats straight up weak.
Yeah. They're
weak.
They're acting like punks.
Weak. You sit up there and because I gotta say, I don't care what nobody say, but I gotta tell you, I am so tired of Hakeem Jeffries. I don't have nothing against him, but I'm getting tired of him getting up there like you the leader and saying some crap, and that's all you do. Talk. No action, just talk. So I don't care if Mr. Hakeem Jeffries knows that I'm tired of him, but I'm getting tired of just the talk. You have no action, dude. What's wrong with you? Why are you the leader of the Democratic Party? For what reason? You do nothing but talk.
But it takes more than one Democrat to do something, and a lot of them are spineless.
I'm just looking at this and saying to myself, at some point in time, they got to put a stop to him.
I see why people vote independent, because they have no faith in either party.
No. None.
Maybe Elon Musk had a good idea when he said you need to create a third party.
Well, this ain't the first time it's been said by Elon. Elon just copying somebody else. That's why they came up with Ross Perot saying this, and then I don't know. I mean, I think it came up again when they started looking at what was the other party they came up with that really was not a party. The red
What, the Tea Party stuff or
the
whatever?
Tea Party. Yeah. And it really was not a party. So I don't know. All right. That's some of the stuff that happened to me. So I know what's gonna happen to me this evening. I'm gonna be wide awake and sitting down on the sofa, and next thing you know, I'm gonna be asleep.
Say, bro, you need to take some sleeping pills or something.
No, I'm gonna be asleep. I'm just gonna turn off the TV tonight. I don't know why I can't do it. I gotta turn on the TV. I'll put it to you this way. I can tell you what come on Channel 4 up until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's bad, bro.
Yeah, I can tell you what come on.
At what time do you have to be at work?
In the morning. In the morning. I got to go to work in the morning. I got to go to work tomorrow morning.
And the next morning, and the next morning.
Well, I got another job now. So I got to go early. I got to do two jobs,
All right, Rip Van Winkle.
Rip down trying to get paid. That's all. And yes, I am going to tell everybody what it is when the time gets probably before the week's out.
And don't y'all call here asking me.
What is it?
Because I'm not telling you.
You don't know.
That's why I'm not telling you.
That's good. That's a good reason why. Yep. But I'm going to let people know before the week is out. So here's the big deal. Like they used to say back in the old days, to be or not to be? Should I be saying Mardi Gras or no Mardi Gras?
Man, it's too early for Mardi Gras, bro.
But I mean,
Isn't it going to be earlier next year?
I don't know, but it's 40 days before 40 days before Easter. Right?
Right.
So you got to count backwards. You got to go. Now, here go the deal. Will there be Mardi Gras or no Mardi Gras? Because the city ain't got the money to pay the popo.
Uh-oh.
Will it be a Mardi Gras? Or there won't be a Mardi Gras?
Man, it's going to be 1977 all over again.
But I think that the latest is that the mayor-elect, Helena Moreno, has committed to paying the NOPD unfunded businesses their bonuses, because that's what they were supposed to get. The NOPD has stated that they were supposed to get their bonuses, and they didn't. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like the kids used to say, uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
Okay.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Well, the mayor-elect, Helena Moreno, has already committed. She did commit to paying the New Orleans Police Department bonuses promised by the outgoing Cantrell administration. So I know I'm just sitting, well, you know what? I ain't gonna say I know, but I know she's saying, this mother, she put me in another court, man, I can't do all of this. What the fuck is she doing? Commit
You know
that
what?
shit.
Honestly, I think Tita is like, whatever.
They did say whatever. This your baby now. You wanted it.
You got it.
You got it.
Toyota. Yeah, I showed my agent now.
Committed to these bonuses. And the police said, oh, we not getting our bonuses? I feel that week.
So you weren't here for
Sick
1977.
out. No. But I heard
Yeah. Police strike.
because I mean, them guys and ladies want their money.
You're damn right. They work hard for that.
I mean,
Well, some of them. Let me stop.
well,
I couldn't resist that one.
I'm trying to figure out, you know, I'll say this. I know she's gonna get me for saying it, but I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do with filling the gap this year with the other police officers.
As I think about it further, I retract that statement, that joke I made, because I do not feel like getting pulled over on the way home.
Well, I ain't worried about that either, but but I wonder what they're gonna do about the other police. You know, they bring in those other police officers.
Yeah, from out of town.
From out of the other parishes.
Yeah, the state troopers, the deputies from the other parishes.
Yeah.
They even have National Guard.
Guess who does that?
The mayor.
Nurser?
Police chief.
Nurser?
The rich people?
Nurser?
I don't know then.
Somebody with a statewide commission? Statewide?
Oh, him.
Nope.
Clandry?
Nope.
No, not Clandry?
Nope.
I'm really lost.
Susan.
Oh.
They all under her commission. They're all under her watch.
Handle your business, Miss Susan.
Ain't nobody call her this year.
What?
Ain't nobody call her and ask her. You know, her Cantrell did it every year. She called and tell us, like, could you do that for us again? 'Cause Susan don't have to do it.
Dang.
But she did it every year because if they have any incidents, they under her commission, under her statewide commission.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to have anybody on her commission.
Huh?
I don't think she wants anybody under her commission. After all the madness they ain't put her through.
As much crap as they put up on her, that
I don't
phone
blame
ain't
her.
wrong.
I don't blame her one bit.
And if it did ring, I gotta say, I don't know if she answered the phone or not. Oops.
Oh.
Oops. You wanna take a break now?
I think
Let's take a break now.
I think we'll take a break before it gets any deeper.
It's gonna get deeper. Oh, it's gonna get deeper. More coming up, y'all. 504-582-9422 is the number. More coming up next.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor. We're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. My number 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. So, yesterday, I brought up several different things. Several of those things Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about. So I don't have to go all the way around the block just to get to the other side of the street. One of the things we brought up was the fact that we have been touting and patting people on the back about our crime report when stupid McNupit up in Washington, D.C. said, I sent you all those National Guard and we done cleaned it up. And I said, did he say cleaned it up? Cleaned it up in, it ain't been but 2 weeks and we done already cleaned it up, which was a lie.
The crime rate is down to 0.
They're thieves.
All the way to 0.
But the other thing that I found out that was a lie is that we're saying that the murder rate here is a whole lot less because we have been doing great work. Okay? So I want to make something very clear. So I Googled it. That's number one. The other thing I did was go look at the numbers itself. Because what we're hearing, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, so pay attention to it. Because it's interesting. Everybody was like, oh, the crime number's getting ready to come out. The crime number's getting ready to come out. It was like everybody was singing, here come the judge, here come the judge. You remember that song? Here come the judge, here come the judge. That's how everybody was playing themselves when it came down to getting the information. The part that made me a little leery is because we've said that the crime rate is down and we're down to a point, I'm sorry, 3% less than what we were the year before. I said 3%, that's it? 3% don't mean do the squat. So, we pulled the numbers. Said the New Orleans reported a total of 121 murders in 2025. That's according to a year-end statistic released by the New Orleans Police Department in early January 2026. This figure represents a third consecutive year of declining violent crime in the city. The 2025 total of 121 murders is a 3% drop from the 125 murders reported in 2024 and a 55% reduction from the city's peak of 266 murders in 2022. Now, let's make sure that I get something correct. You're telling me that the year before we were 125. Then last year we were down to 121. But it was also in parentheses that the 13 people that were murdered on Bourbon Street, homicide, were not counted in those numbers. What? The 13 people that were killed on New Year's Day, New Year's morning. Can't say it didn't happen on New Year's Day because that was what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
That was the next day. So it should count.
It should count, right?
Right.
But it was stated to us that those 13, not 14, because the 14 one was the killer himself, who got killed by the police taking action, which doesn't count as a homicide. So if I'm looking at the numbers being 121 murders, and it was 14 other folks I didn't include, it was actually 135 murders, or 34 murders, because I counted 14. It was it was 13 murders, not 14. So that means it was 134 murders instead of being 121 murders. Not only that, there's no reason why those folks were not included in those numbers.
How do you get to that?
How you do what?
That these murders were not committed on
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, but they were committed on New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. That morning.
Are they under the guise that the day doesn't start until 6 a.m. when the sun comes up? That nighttime is still from the next day?
Then if that's the case, why are we all singing and holding hands
And kumbaya
and
and stuff.
kumbaya if the next day doesn't start till 6 o'clock in the morning?
Sir, would you like me to play the audio that you sent to me yesterday? I have it ready for you.
Would you please?
Okay. Here it is.
All right. I do want to begin by wishing everyone a wonderful, happy new year. And we're here to talk about what happened in 2025 from the whole year's perspective. Yesterday, we did start our year off with a remembrance of our victims of the terrorist attack. The 14 families came together, and we had a memorial service thanks to the governor and the state office. And so we don't ever want to forget not only the families that started off 2025 with such tragedy in their lives, and we're going to speak about numbers today, but not only for them, but for everyone
Okay.
in
So-
2025 who has a loss in their life.
Are we sitting back and saying, oh, that's okay? If you didn't include them, because honestly, it's not. It's not okay. Hmm. That it's not okay. It got to the point for me to sit back and just honestly ridiculing everybody. Because I was like, not only the ones that put it out here, but the ones that going to sit there and believe it and listen to it and believe it and not ask any questions. Y'all stupid too. Maybe it's something that I missed. But if I'm right, and this is the way that it is, and I've asked several different law enforcement officials, they were like, bruh, it was a murder. It just happened to be more than one person. I said, was that because it was a terror attack? I said, nope. I said, you sure? He said, yep. Hmm. All right, that's number one. Number two, we were thinking about not paying the bonuses for the police department. Because remember, they were supposed to get a bonus this year. And they're not going to get them. And they were like, y'all going to take away our bonuses? Y'all not going to pay them? All right. I'll show you more than I can tell you. Like, what you talking about there? What you talking about there? What you talking about? They were like, we ain't going to show up for Mardi Gras. Oh. How we going to let the good times roll? The good times going to roll right out the door. They going to roll right out the door. Now there is a story that says, oh, New Orleans Mayor-elect Helena Moreno commits to paying unfunded NOPD bonuses. She committed to paying New Orleans Police Department bonuses promising by the outgoing Cantrell administration after recent revelations that grant funds to be appropriated. What gets to me about all of this is how do you tell me no, you can't do it right now? No, you can't do it. But by the time somebody else steps up and says, no Mardi Gras, and all those folks that had their head in the sand now have raised their heads up like, what? What you mean no Mardi Gras? They were paying attention. You didn't think they were paying attention, but they were paying attention. Can you imagine having Mardi Gras parades with no police protection at all? What would that look like to you? Would you go to the parade? If you found out, what's a popular parade other than Zulu?
Bacchus, Endymion.
Bacchus, Endymion. Would you go to Endymion if you knew that there was not going to be any police protection out there? Would you go to Bacchus?
Nope.
If you knew that there was not going to be any police officers on that line, would you go?
Nope.
It's like one thing after the other. But I do not blame them police officers for holding the line. Because it's appearing to me that y'all be able to think about paying everybody else and for every other thing except for the people that keep you safe. Then police officers said, Helena! Somebody better have my money. Better have my money. Better have my money. Better have my money. We ought to make that into a song. Better have my money. Better have my money. No. Because you know what I heard one of them songs the other day that's so repetitive. I was about to pull the little bit of hair that I had on my head out.
Actually, that Better Have My Money was made back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. I know, but not that way.
AMG. Better Have My Money.
But what's the new one?
I have no idea.
Take me through that. Take me through that.
What?
Take me through that. Take me through that.
It's a bounce song or something?
Mm-mm. Take me through that. Take me through that.
I have no idea.
You ain't never heard it?
No.
Oh,
don't listen to that crap.
Take me through that. Take me through that.
I listen to real music.
Ask HC. Ask Howard. Howard tell you. Take me through that. Take me through that. Take me through that. Take me through that. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's a song?
Howard will probably tell y'all don't listen to that crap.
Howard
don't
know
listen
he
to
ain't
that
got no
kind of
choice.
crap.
Howard the DJ. Howard know. Howard know. And look, the worst part about it got on my nerves so bad. When it went off, guess what I was doing?
Singing it.
Singing it. Take me through that. 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 I can do this all day long now. I can do this up till you go to break. Take me through that. Take me. Take me through that. Take me through that. I was like, that's a song?
Okay. Excuse me. I have it. I have the audio edited now, so it plays on both channels where everybody can actually hear it.
All right. So this is her speaking about those crime statistics, correct? All right. Let's hear that.
At a memorial service, thanks to the governor and the state office. And so we don't ever want to forget not only the families that started off 2025 with such tragedy in their lives, and we're going to speak about numbers today, but not only for them, but for everyone in 2025 who has a loss in their life or subject of victims associated with the numbers. Numbers tell a story, but they do not. They represent real lives, and they represent real hurt and real pain. And so, but we must use numbers to also tell us a story about our directions and what we've done and accomplished. And so we're going to talk about 2025, and I'm going to put it in perspective over a 3-year period of time. Because in 2022, as we all need to be reminded of, New Orleans, unfortunately, was deemed the murder capital of the United States when you do the per capita comparisons around all the cities in the country. Since 2022, we've had an amazing story to tell. And the numbers, as I say, help frame that conversation. And we want to start by directing you to the graph, because graphs can, in a visual way, really distinguish the impact that New Orleans is becoming safer and safer every year. So specifically, between 2024 and 2025, our murders stayed somewhat the same. We did drop. We dropped from 125 murders in the year 2024 to 121, which only represents a 3% drop. But the good news in understanding context is that that actually represents a considerable drop from 2022. It represents a 55% drop in murders in a 3-year period of time, every year going down. Also, the good news about that is that our murders didn't spike again, nor did they totally drop out. That would be somewhat to be a bit concerning when we see peaks and valleys, is what I'm trying to say, when you see peaks and valleys. But I also want to qualify by saying that we believe that our strategies are working and that this is the fruit of the strategies. Our policing style in the city is precision-based. We are targeted about who does these crimes in our community. We do not fish with the net, where we just try to catch everybody, stop everything that moves. We fish with a spear gun, and that's the difference, because we know who does the harm in our city, and we focus on them, and we don't try to stop everybody, because that can be harming in its own ways. So for our murders, when you also take out and the victims of the terrorist attack, because there have only been 3 cities in this country since 9/11 that have experienced true terrorist attacks. It is such an unusual event that we want to show great honor to those victims. And so we don't put them just totally in the pool of our data. So when you remove the victims of the terrorist, our murder rate has dropped to 14%. That excludes, with respect, the terrorist attack victims. But our city is also unique in that most of our homicides, our murders, are a result of gun violence. And so when you even look at gun violence data, we've only had 89, compared to 112 murders by gun violence, which is a 21% drop from 2024 to 2025. So again, we use subcategories to inform us about our strategies, how to use our strategies, and so that is a significant drop as well, just for gun violence. When we look at non-fatal shootings, these are, again, focus on the gun violence in our city. We've dropped from 194 to from 200. That's, again, only a 3% drop, but when you look at it over a 3-year period of time, what you will see is a 59% drop, significant drop in a 3-year period of time. Our armed robberies, as you know, is another one of our major violent crimes that we track closely in our city. So between 2024 2024 and 2025, we experienced a 28% drop on top of the drops that we had the previous years. So for the 2022 to 2025 number, that comparison, we have had a 70% drop in armed robberies, which is a crime of violence. And then the last one that we track for you is the carjacking. Carjackings between just last year and 2025, so I'm going to give you 2024 to 2025, that was a significant drop of 35%. But when you look at carjackings over a longer period of time, we're down 64%. So you can see we're building, or at least staying steady from last year to this year. But over the trends, and we look at the trend lines, those are the most kind of informative, or the trend lines. So you'll see from 2022 to today, we've had incredible drops of crime, major crime in our city. So with that, I'm going to actually ask, if I may, our council member Green is here, and if I could just turn the podium over to you for a few words. And then after council member Green, I'm going to ask our director over our data systems to talk with you a little bit about how our numbers are going to be tracked differently this year because of our new record management system. So I'm going to give her a few moments at the podium. Okay. Councilmember Green, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. And I am here today to recognize and to applaud the decreases in especially violent crime that have taken place in our city from last year to this year, and also 2022. Chief used the word remarkable, and I like to say that, in my opinion, it's something that should have happened some time ago, because New Orleans does not have to be a place that is considered the murder capital or the crime capital of anything. We're a city where people enjoy themselves, they enjoy each other, and we should be able to enjoy our city in safety. But some of those numbers are very, very impressive, and I want to look to you all and say, especially to the media, that the word should get out that the city of New Orleans is a safer city than it was in 2022. That's important. I want the business community, I want the people who are living in our communities to know that we are very sensitive relative to victims of crime, and our priority as a system is designed to be efficient so that we can make sure that there are fewer victims of crime. In fact, I'm the founder of an organization called Voices of the Victims of Crime. We hear you, the victims of crime. So I'm not belittling anything by saying things are better, because in your situation you have issues to address. But our city is safer. And I want to thank the members of the New Orleans Police Department for the work that they have done over those years, and just in general, because they are a reason, a strong reason, the most important reason in some respects why that crime is down as it is. Just this couple of weeks, I will tell you that we still have issues in our city. For example, on New Year's Eve, unfortunately, I was at the scene of a homicide in the 5th District, but the New Orleans Police Department, for example, has made significant arrests because the investigative tools that they're using and the way that they're using them is having tremendous benefits. We ask for constitutional policing, constitutional investigations, constitutional arrest. We don't want anybody's rights to be violated. And I think that everyone would agree with me that our New Orleans Police Department is being recognized for a good reason, because we are seeing constitutional policing, constitutional arrest, and constitutional investigations. I'm also very pleased that the New Orleans Police Department is working so well with officials on a state and federal level. The level of cooperation between federal, state, and local in terms of law enforcement is, in many respects, because I'm very familiar with the city, unprecedented. Part of that is because our police force is so efficient and is also so recognized for that efficiency. So now cases can be accepted and we don't have to question what's going on. I do want to mention also that the district attorney's office has people embedded in our districts. So that's another factor that's working in our favor. So there's so much that I could say. I could speak to you for a half hour on what I see in my district alone. how I used to go to meetings in 2022, and the first thing that was on the agenda was to talk about the carjacking that took place, or to talk about the guy shooting, or to talk about the murder that took place. Even our dialogue has changed in certain communities, and I'm just so proud because I represent some communities that were hard hit by crime where people are feeling better. They're feeling that they can go out at night and participate in Bible studies. They're feeling that they can go out and shop at night if they get home a little bit late. They can come home and then go back out. I'm not saying that we should not let our guards down. There are things still to be done. But we are moving in the right direction as a city relative to public safety and the enhancement of the quality of life here. And I'm just so pleased to stand today shoulder to shoulder with members of the New Orleans Police Department, our chiefs, our leadership, to say thank you for the work that you're doing. I see it, and I want you to know that our community sees it. So in behalf of those who I work with, who are the persons in my district who are pleased with the decreases in crime, I say an important word to the members of the New Orleans Police Department. Thank you. A lot has been done. There is still a lot to be done, but it's important to say that we are moving in the right direction with a lot to do. But moving in the right direction is important to say in our city, and I'm proud to stand here and say that today. And Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. So many of you already know Director Jessica Nazat, and she runs a team of analysts. And as I said, we have become a really progressive police department. We use data. Data informs us on how to make decisions and strategies. So, Jessica, if you don't mind taking the podium, and you can go to any information slide you want to share.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everybody, and Happy New Year. I know I've spoken with some of you regarding our transition. So NOPD recently implemented a new records management system. And along with implementing that new technology, we're also for the first time going to be reporting to the state and the federal authorities using a different method of counting, right? So because of that, you'll notice that today's stats, our annual stats that we put out, you may look at them and compare them to last year and say, hey, there's some stuff missing here. And that's because the way that we count things has changed. Just as the superintendent stated earlier, numbers can tell the story and are very simple, but we know that crime is very complex, right? Particularly to the victims. It's also complex when you look at more than one thing that is happening at the same time, right? So we're going from a system where we counted the most egregious issue as the one thing that happened on any given incident. The new system tracks all of the different things that happen, all of the offenses that have occurred on the same incident. And so you're going to see some differences in our numbers.
All right, there you have it. That's the press conference that happened on yesterday as we're announcing the statistics about our crime rate here in New Orleans. How you feel about the numbers? 504-582-9422. How you feeling about those numbers? All right, more coming up, y'all. News is coming up at the top of the hour, and we'll get back to you to see what you think next, right here on WBOK.
To a dark and sinful world comes redemption. Oh, what a gift of salvation. When Jesus returns, will he find faithers on earth? For the answer to this mind-boggling question, tune into FIJTC, Faithers in the Jesus Christ, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. on WBOK. Follow us on Facebook at FIJTC Write-Ups and on Instagram at FIJTC 420s.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid. and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens was sworn in Monday along with 7 new city council members at Georgia State University.
I am deeply humbled to stand before you today as I begin a second term as the mayor of the city of Atlanta.
51-year-old Dickens won November's election with over 85% of the vote in Fulton County, avoiding a runoff. Nearly a year after the Eaton fire in Altadena killed 19 and destroyed over 16,000 structures in California, residents are still struggling to rebuild. Residents still face insurance delays, permit log jams, and environmental concerns. And the new USPS Black Heritage Stamp will honor Phyllis Wheatley, the first African-American to publish a book of poetry. Wheatley becomes the 49th in the series, joining icons like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Harriet Tubman. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm confused, but I'm not confused. I'm confused when the stats are not the stats, or when the stats are the stats. And I have to go back again to the murder rate for the city of New Orleans. When the stats are the stats, you really cannot take away from what is the truth, because you feel a line of compassion, or is it because the stats added to the murder rate number will then take you past last year's murder rate? What? Y'all think about something for a minute. And this may sound non-compassionate to anyone who lost anyone over the years. So please forgive me before I say what I say and you take it the wrong way. But I need to put some things in perspective and stop having the monkey in the room to come up here and say, hey, pull my finger. There ain't nothing I need to be smelling. Because what I see here is an opportunity of convenience on somebody's misery. What? Yep. I see opportunity on somebody's misery by saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Crime Victim, we're going to take away these numbers because we want to have some type of compassion towards you. And these folks that got killed on Bourbon Street, we want them to be in a category by themselves. What category is that? Because they're not. They still are not. How do you tell somebody that we're going to take away the numbers of the people that were killed on Bourbon Street the date of New Year's because we want to show them special love? Is it me? I think you have to put them in the same category as any and everybody else. Yes, it was something horrific that happened, and we hope that it never happens again to anyone that was in our presence or that was on our dime. That happened on our watch. No, we don't want nothing like that to happen. But the rules are the rules. You got killed in New Orleans. And you got killed by a man that pulled a horrible tactic by bringing his truck and hitting and killing a lot of people. You still got killed by a terrorist, yes, but it happened on this date, which would classify it as part of the numbers. And you wanted to remove it for compassion. I'm not hating on it because you wanted to do it that way. I'm hating on it because it sounds twofold. If you meant it that way to give those folks compassion, there should have been a compassionate speech that was made, but to let everybody know that by law, the numbers are still the numbers. And I have to include those souls that were taken from us during this horrible, horrible transaction of violence. So we would start off, because I'm going to use something here, and y'all going to be like, he cold for saying that. Because what we should have been able to do is identify that on the first day of 2025, we lost 13 people. It was 14, but it was 13. The 14th person was the killer himself that was taken out by police officers.
I have a question about that. So, because he was the perpetrator,
yes,
his life doesn't count as a life lost?
He's not count as a life that was someone who was murdered.
Okay.
Because he was killed during the time that he was committing.
Okay,
crime.
so you didn't say that, so I'm thinking, okay, well,
I had said it earlier.
Okay, I must not have heard it. But I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well,
it was 14 people that lost their lives, but he's the one that committed the murder. He was a murderer. Mm-hmm. He was actually taken out for committing those crimes in retaliation toward him.
Yeah, I get that.
Toward those police officers.
But I didn't hear you say that earlier, so I just had that question I had to ask.
That's why I keep saying 13.
Yeah,
but it was 14 that were killed, because he was killed too. But he was killed in the act of committing murder.
But either way,
you ever heard of the term death by police officer? There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, in God's eyes, it's 14 people.
Yeah, in God's eyes, it's 14 people. Yeah. In the count, he would not be committed. I mean, he would not be put on that number of people that were killed by a murderer. Those police officers were not murderers. They were protecting us and themselves. So they would not be committed or charged in there because they were protecting
Just
the
like
public.
just like God's army of angels, you don't want to mess with them.
Right. So, even though that those folks were killed, and now here's the part that I'm going to say that I need to make sure that we say it. This year, on January 1, 2026, we had 10 people that lost their lives or shot. From the eyes of somebody that wasn't there, how about if I said, we need to take them off the list too? What's the difference? Y'all think about that for a minute. There was not a terror attack, but how about if I wanted to say them people too should be taken off the list on the first day of 2026 because there was an influx of people. Now, how do you categorize that? And what's getting under my skin about this whole situation, I know some folks say, oh man, I can't believe you're still talking about that. What's getting under my skin about this is who made you, in terminology, God, to be able to say, let's take them people off the list. They were killed. And that's our numbers. But maybe it's me. Don.
Hey, Gerard.
What's going on with you?
Man, as you were saying yesterday, those first 13 people were killed, and they should have added those folks to the number.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't have been able to have the press conference because the first thing that would have came out of their mouths is that we had 134 instead of the 125 that we had the year before, and all of that would have went downhill from there because it would have showed that
they had more killed
this year than
this past year than the year previous.
Right, and they weren't going to do that because what they wanted to do was, as you said, take that number out and make it seem as though, things were going in the right direction, that it was still going downhill since 22.
Mm-hmm.
And in actuality, last year, it didn't go down. It actually went up. But
so what it did
things,
show me, though, Don, was until, and you always can look at anybody's numbers and say, you can turn numbers around the way you want to. Because if I wanted to really be an asshole and turn these numbers around, I could say, until you came in charge, we were headed in the right direction because the only difference that you're looking at from then to now is that the year of 2022 or 23, we had more people that could say, hey, the numbers have gone down from 130 something to 121. But since you've been in office, we only had 3. So honestly, if I wanted to look at the trend is going back up instead of going down.
Going down, exactly. And see, no one wants to talk about, Woodfork being in control before she came there,
mm-hmm.
because as you said, she wants to make things look as though since she's gotten there, things have gotten progressively better. And, it's going to, look at the numbers, you can make those numbers.
Think about something between Sean and Woodfork, the numbers had gone down significantly. But since they're gone and you start looking at the taking over of Kirkpatrick to now, the numbers have gone back up.
Yes. And, again, they're not going to say those things because it makes them look bad. But look, I was going to ask you, when does the new sheriff go into office?
In May.
This month?
May.
Yeah, so in actuality, they're going to have to ask Woodfork as the new sheriff if she's going to be able to provide the same assistance. And man, when she goes in and looks at the numbers that
and they cut the budget already by the
right,
sheriff's, the sheriff's
I don't know
office
what's
budget.
going to happen now.
The sheriff's office budget has been cut by $10 million.
Right, and that's what I said. When she gets in there and starts looking at things that are going on and what they're looking at facing, with a deficit, but being, 10 million taken off of her budget.
So let me give you something.
How is she going to be able to provide those sheriffs for the
Let me give you a whole bunch of stuff that she's going to have to go through. And I feel sorry for her because I don't know how she's going to operate.
Right.
I wasn't retained, but that's another story for another time. But that's okay. But what
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at is that you just basically added, because the city council signed off on this third part of the jail being built, which is the mental health ward. They got to have at least 80 more deputies to operate it.
Yeah.
Don't have
To
them.
operate.
And
Right.
the city is under a hiring freeze. So how you going to have it manned? And you got to have them that don't have enough deputies. I think they're like 200 deputies down with the regular jail. So you got to have another
Correct.
80
Right.
and you under a hiring freeze. All right. Here go another part. The other part of this is people don't realize that the extra part of that jail that they building on was $100 million. $100 million. Now, who gonna pay for that?
I was going to say, where they put that at in the budget?
That's gonna be taxes. Our taxes get ready to go up. And
Yeah.
Susan is the only person that said, I'm gonna file a suit not to have this not to have it built. You go to the other part of this. They've been saying that jail was not suitable the way that it is built in the first place, right?
Right, with all the damage.
Right,
and
with
everything.
all that stuff that happened. That was from the contractor. What is his name? McDonald. I think that's the contractor. Well, guess what? Guess who built the new part of the jail?
Yeah, the same guy.
The same guy. Guess how? Because they had a lawsuit against him. He went to court to settle it. So since he settled it, I was wondering why he settled it. He settled it because there was a bid that was put out for the new jail, and you got a problem or some type of litigation against the city, you can't do business with the city with an open litigation. So he went on ahead and settled it so that he could bid for the new jail. Guess how many people bidded for that property?
Yeah, just him, wasn't it?
Just him.
That's right. How could people in city government let this stuff go on?
Hey, Red, I be sitting in the chair looking around and going like, am I stupid?
Yeah, I mean,
nobody else see this?
It makes everybody in the city look stupid, at least the ones that are running things.
That's right.
Because these folks are just doing stuff whatever they want to, and nobody's stopping them, and they just letting everything go, and they're just paying what's owed.
I've walked in some of the doors. I don't say nothing. I just sit there and go, "What just happened?
Watch.
What just happened? What just happened?" And nobody say nothing.
Yeah, how could that be?
Right.
And you go to other cities, and these people up in arms almost with things that are going on in front of them. And here we sit back and say, "Oh, well, somebody will take care of it." And usually what happens is they end up looking at the people in the city to try and take care of the problems that they've had right in front of them that they've let go on, and all of a sudden they feel that the city will help them, take care of the problem.
Even though that Susan lost, do you know that she went in front of the city council and wrote them a letter and took up for Woodford to let them know that she will not be able to operate that jail responsibly without
based on budget
with a $10 million budget cut. She will not be able to. She ain't got to. She's doing it for her.
Right.
I said that was big of you. It really is big of you.
It was. It just shows her character, compared to some of the ones that are, in city government right now. And man, we looking at 2026 as we were hoping to have a banner year. Man, I think it's going to start off real tough for a lot of people.
The food that they have to order for the prisoners, they get fed three times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's over $65,000 a month. That's just for the food.
Yeah, and we keep stacking people back. We keep on putting more and more people in these jails, and like you said, all the expenses are doing is going up and up. and nobody has any solution for anything that's going on in our jail system, our city government. You know, we just seems to be in a quagmire where it's going to be difficult to see how we survive this 2026 year.
I would have had no idea on the money that it takes to run this, the laws that you have to follow, and then you got to have somebody on staff that understands the consent decree to be able to get out of it. We had 175 issues, 175 lines of data that you had to clear up. That's why that's why we under consent decree. So far, out of 175 line items, Susan has that thing down to, I think, 4 or 5 different ones. All the rest of them are cleared up.
Wow, that was a great act in itself to have that done before she got out of office. You know, so I just pray that things work out. I don't know how, but somebody's got to come up with some solutions to take care of, our problems starting off in 2026.
Yeah.
And I just hope that somebody can do some things and have some positive results so that we can feel that we're progressing like everybody thinks we should.
We should be, but I guess
so
constitutional policing.
Gerard. You have a blessed evening, okay?
You too, Don.
Right,
but yeah, I do think that a lot of folks don't understand constitutional policing or jailing, and that's just terrible. That's terrible. They don't want to pay them. I got a couple of friends that is for law enforcement. They're telling me that a lot of the folks that work there are having to go and try to get other jobs because they're not making enough money to live. And you doing what? Taking care of the worst of the worst? All right, we got to take a break. We'll take a break here. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation in just a minute. Galloway, you up? You up in just a minute. Give me a minute. Let me get these commercials out the way. We got more coming up.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. The Magnificent Seven, led by NVIDIA, have been dominating conversations on Wall Street for a while now. But Black-owned and led Ariel Investments is finding value flying under the radar with smaller companies. Here's Ariel Investments founder, chairman, and CEO, John Rogers.
We're still finding ideas in the small value space. They really have been ignored. They're kind of the ugly ducklings when you compare it to NVIDIA and Apple and all these giant, exciting growth stories. The little mundane businesses that we've invested in for 42 years just seem particularly orphaned these days. So we're seeing great ideas and excited to be doing the research and think there's real opportunity for small value.
Ariel Investments, John Rogers speaking to Bloomberg there. The firm's flagship Ariel Fund focuses entirely on small and mid-cap stocks. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
As this year comes to a close, I want to end on a note of confidence. Confidence in our country, confidence in our people, and confidence in the democratic ideals that have guided us for nearly 2.5 centuries. There are voices today predicting the collapse of democracy. warning that authoritarianism is inevitable and suggesting that the American experiment is nearing its end. I am not among them. I have listened carefully to the mood of the country in conversations, in communities, and across generations, and I find that the majority of Americans remain deeply committed to the ideals established by our forefathers in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Those who fear that the greatest social experiment in the history of mankind is on the brink of dissolution may not be students of our history. This nation has endured some of humanity's darkest chapters and survived them, not because we were perfect, but because we were persistent. We began with the near destruction of Native American nations. We endured the moral stain of slavery, followed by a brutal civil war that tested whether this union could survive at all. We lived through the cruelty of Jim Crow, the exclusion and demonization of immigrants, the systematic suppression of women's voices, and the ongoing struggle for equal access to the ballot for communities of color. These injustices were not anomalies, they were defining tests, and at each turning point, progress was pushed forward by ordinary people who refused to surrender the promise of freedom and justice for all. Progress did not arrive quickly, quietly, or without sacrifice, but it arrived because the majority of Americans ultimately chose principle over fear and inclusion over division. That is the enduring strength of this nation. Not blind optimism, but hard-earned resilience. Not perfection, but a shared belief that we can and must do better. Democracy has always been noisy, contentious, and fragile, yet it has proven remarkably durable because it is sustained by citizens who understand that its survival depends on their participation, vigilance, and courage. So as we look to the future, I remain hopeful. Not because the challenges before us are small, but because our capacity to confront them has been proven time and again. We are held together by the quiet decency of millions who still believe in the rule of law, the dignity of every human being, and the promise of equal justice under that law. And as we continue this unfinished journey, we would do well to remember the words written by theologian Theodore Parker and made popular by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. This is Norman Robinson, off the top.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
When it comes to family planning, should you go with a will or a trust?
A will is like leaving instructions to the court. It tells them who gets what, but your family still has to go through a succession, which can be costly and time-consuming.
A trust, on the other hand, avoids court altogether. So when the time comes, everything transfers smoothly to your loved ones.
It's a little more work up front, but way less hassle and expense later. Plan smart, save time, and take care of your family.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Galloway!
What's going on, Brother Gerod?
I'm sorry for the wait, my brother. We had to get some bills out the way. How you doing?
Oh, no, you got that money, big money. Happy King Cake Day.
Oh, no, bro. That's Happy King Cake Day to people, for the people that got King Cake money. And I'm
Well, I ain't got it.
I'm talking to the king of the 40 right now. So I know you got some money.
Man, I ain't got I water to cry with, man. I had to pay that money for. I'm going to Carnival in Trinidad. You know I ain't got no money to give you right now, man.
Oh, you going for real?
I'm just. Yeah, man. We try to go about every 2 or 3 years, man. You got to go down there, man.
Wait a minute. Wait. Who going?
Oh no, me and my wife and son. No.
Oh, okay. Because I ain't want you to be like the detective out there with Sunshine. Be like, put your mom on the phone, baby. I ain't never coming home. Put your mom on the phone.
You know, I went to the when I was actually on active duty, man. It was a guy's trip. We actually went down to the Dominica, not Dominican Republic, Dominica. Man, I tell you what.
I know.
It was moving like water down there.
Let me be the first to say, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. I'm with you.
Well,
I already know.
I thought I was in Africa, man. I said, my goodness. I said, man, last time I seen something move like that, I was in South Africa, man.
That lady got in the middle of the street. I was like, what she got on? Nothing. I was like, oh, that's body paint. And she started dancing. I was like, boy, it looked like somebody's duty to yell at her about that booty. I'm just saying.
What they say, all natural, no BBM?
Yeah, brother. But I said, good Lord, that woman was in good shape. She was in shape. And she could dance her, pardon the pun, she could dance her butt off. For real.
Yeah, it's something. I tell folks, it's something to see. Now, if you're in a strong man, don't go down there.
Nope.
I'm telling you.
You'll be the first one saying, put your mama on the phone. Honey, I ain't never coming back. Mm-mm.
What my friends ever say? Oh, I like to see that. I'm telling you, man. Man, Gerard, who down there counting them numbers for that murder?
Who did what?
Oh, buddy, who's counting them numbers for that murder? Is it Gilbert?
It got to be.
Who's counting them numbers down there? Gilbert, he'll lean up on the bat phone and say,
I don't know how they accepted that, saying that, oh, we're just going to put them to the side. We're not going to include them. I was like, who? Wait a minute. That ain't how this go. Y'all made that decision?
Gotta be. Man, when you was breaking that down, I said, "Now that's a doggone shame." And then I thought maybe they try to take the lawsuit, because you know the lawsuits are coming.
Right.
You just ain't gonna kill my child, and I don't care if it's federal. I gotta go through, but I'm suing everybody. I'm doing federal, state, and the local tax.
Right.
If you do all three of them.
But I guess the problem I got with it is, everybody's like, okay. I'm like, okay? What y'all mean, okay? Okay, whatever you say. Let's move on. Like, no. This ain't right. Because honestly, 3%, God knows this is going to sound bad, but and forgive me for those that I offend that lost somebody. Oh, we're down 3% and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, wait a minute. So if you went from 121 to 120, from 125 to 121, that's just 4 people.
That's all it was. Bottom line. And if you put it out there like that, instead of trying to manipulate the numbers to make themselves look good, people will have more trust and respect for you.
She manipulated the numbers to me. She manipulated the numbers 2 ways. Number one, she manipulated the numbers by giving you percentiles instead of giving you the numbers.
Yes.
So that's number one. Number 2, you manipulated the numbers because those are not the true, honest numbers, because you did not add in the 13 people that were killed at the beginning of the year.
And that's bottom line. Put them 13 folks in there.
Yep.
Give that family some decency and respect.
Yep.
And you move on. Because if not, I know I'm looking, I already look at them, kind of scratching my head. You got money for overtime, but you ain't got money for bonuses.
And then of course, you're going to tell the people that you're not going to pay the people their bonuses that were promised. And they said it was about $20 million. But I'm looking at it and saying to myself, okay, you have the grants. You have federal grants for overtime for policing. So it's not a part of the budget. Those grants coming in anyway, because y'all applied for them, right? If you applied for the grants and you got the grants, then what are you telling me you don't have the money unless you use that? Because you know, in this game, in this business, and when you start talking about government, when you apply for federal grants, the question should be, if you got that money, what did y'all do with it? Because it's supposed to be allocated and used specifically for policing, not for streets, not for water, not for any other things. So specifically a grant for policing.
So this promise that that incoming thing that's taken over, that promise she made, where's this money gonna come from?
I think the money was already there.
So the money that could be that thing too. Did they figure out who was paying for the National Guard and all these other people to come patrol for Mardi Gras and all this other stuff?
Nope.
Man, I can tell you what, I ain't got that type of money, man. But I tell you what, also, man, with that incoming thing, this one is really going to have a lot of people fooled and confused, because she's going to sit there and try to blame everything on the previous administration. But everybody needs to pay attention. This budget that they about to operate on in 2026, she was on the city council that overrode the mayor's veto. So she owns this budget. Her and Red Bottoms and the rest of them people, they own this budget. So you can't keep sitting there and saying, hey, look, I walked into this, I did that. You had a chance to whatever budget you wanted to get. And I'm pretty sure they got what they want. If it don't work, this is on you, homegirl. So you might want to sit with Gail Benson a little closer on the Mardi Gras stands, because you're going to need some money. Because you ain't factored in not one incident happened. You ain't factored in one natural disaster, not one emergency. But you think this amount that you got is going to work. Good luck to y'all, man. Because I'm telling you what, I'm shipping me a case of Old English 800, and I'm going to sit back and watch y'all clown on Mardi Gras.
So my issue is, okay, so we don't have the $20 million that was budgeted and also promised, right? And and I think that they found out, unzip the pants to see who's the biggest. And I think the police department won, because they're like, all right, you don't have our money, no Mardi Gras. And they were like, oh, I was like, oh. They were like, no problem, no Mardi Gras. We just won't be out there because that was promised to us. And since you're telling me that you don't have the money, well, cool. No problem. No Mardi Gras.
Man, I wouldn't even want to be nowhere near 100 miles radius if there was no law enforcement for New Orleans.
That's what I was asking people. Would you go to a parade if there was no police presence at all? Because that's what it looks like it's going to be. And
but you know, where I'm going down there in Trinidad, the law enforcement is very, very minimal. Very minimal.
Well, they know how to act.
I'm telling you, you got to have a good time. I mean, but that's two totally different parts of the world, man. So, but I just really believe that this fairy tale that this woman claimed that she walking into, I think she's gonna be a little bit over her head. But I don't think the people are gonna call her out like they do everything that American Trail did. I don't know if you've seen the comments. She welcomed the Mardi Gras season this year.
She did last night.
Did. Yeah, and the comments was just horrible. But that's fine. Like I said, laugh now, cry later, because come January 12th, when somebody calls Helena out her name or say what she's doing, I want to see if y'all going to sit there and say the same thing. Don't throw your hands. Don't throw a rock and hide your hands, because I'm going to be on them. Start with the horse. Who paying for that horse for her to ride on?
Well, they got their own horses.
Or the horse attachment? Who
they got
for the hay? I want to know everything. If y'all want to count folks' pockets, let's count her pockets. It's going to be up to the people that voted for her and didn't vote for her. If y'all don't sit there and hold this woman accountable, this woman goes, what you think you in debt is going to probably double. Because all she's going to do is sit there and say it was the Control administration. It Even though she was a part of the city council, she just gonna blame everything on Contreras, and then we're gonna be deep and deeper. And I'm so glad you broke down about the jail. I don't think people understand how much it costs to actually run a jail. How much the money function. You just gave the food prices. You didn't give us the clothing.
How much you think the power bill is from Entergy? How much you think that costs? That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Of opening doors, closing doors, closing up sales, motor operated this, motor operated that. You got to have power. It is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The power bill is $300,000 a month.
How much?
Almost 300,000. You're talking about more than one area. You're not just talking about the jail. You're talking about 5 floors of an administration building. You're talking about 6 floors of a jail. You're talking about another building for the women's prison. You're talking about the cafeteria and the warehouse. And that ain't including all the other surrounding buildings, too. You have a training center. The training center is just as big. It's just longer. And that holds all the training that goes on, all the different law enforcement training that goes on. Not just us, every other NOPD, anybody else that goes to training. You are talking about a big city block of training buildings, different areas. I mean, the sheriff's department is not no just jail and let's lock them up and let's go. This is a whole city in itself.
Yeah. And I don't think, and like you said, the average person don't understand that.
Nope.
But I'm glad you're breaking it down, man, because, it was so funny to me when you sit there and said the person that the city was suing going to build another part of the jail. Yep. I'm like, man, I mean, now who approved that?
The city council?
No, they'll tell you they didn't do it. That was all Contreras. Oh, that's on her. I mean, everything that's falling on that lady's lap like got it, the buck stops with him.
All right, it was funny. It was funny going to that city council meeting, and then you had Mr. Redbottoms ask the question, who signed off on this, da-da-da-da-da? Why did you sign off on this, Sheriff? Sheriff looked up and said, that was before me, and you all are the one. It's your actual name on the daggone contract. And he didn't say a word after that. Now, y'all signed off on it. Stupid.
I keep telling them folks, man, they threw American Trail under the bus so bad and so fast and did everything to do to ruin her name and reputation. And when you look back on it, the city council was just as dirty and bad as she was.
Yeah.
And y'all get to be moved up to a high position. Helena goes to mayor. JP goes to city council. What's his name goes to be the CEO. I mean, y'all are just as bad. But the average voter don't understand it until something starts happening, and then they'll be like, man, she ain't no different. That's the same thing we had. No, you voted for it. You deal with it.
I'll put it to you this way. If you ever want to know how contracts and stuff start, just go to lunch at Houston's during the week.
They're in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're willing and dealing.
And they're meeting.
Look, I'm bringing my 2 Huskies down there and see if we can get us a dog sled contract. I don't like to give out money for everything.
You need a dog sled contract, bro. Ain't no snow down here, bro. Ain't no snow.
We can bring some snow. We can just make some. We get one of them ice cream trucks and put some ice on the road or something.
It's interesting.
I got a plan for you now.
It's real interesting. It's real interesting, bro. It really is.
And see, I hope somebody get that same money and start investigating that $800,000. Go investigate them folks when they talking to city council members about them contracts over lunch, over a bowl of gumbo or a po' boy.
How come that has never come up as a issue with overspending?
It won't. I'm telling you, look, you ain't gonna hear nothing about no more budget. You ain't gonna hear nothing about no spending. You ain't gonna hear nothing about that. They wanted to do damage. The city council, the Helena, Senator Torres, and JP, they wanted to do damage. They got it done. Now everything's gonna be all right. If it don't go all right, blame the black lady. But it ain't gonna work. Because I'm telling you, when these taxes come up, I'm going to be the first one down there. Let my taxes go up $1.
They're going
I'm coming
up.
down there.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet, but your taxes are going up. Somebody got to pay for that $100 million jail.
$100 million they should.
And that's just for the new. That's the new wing of the jail.
The mental health ward, huh?
Yep.
That's what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, I need to come down there and take a visit. I might need to get locked up in there. They give you good money if you get locked up for mental health. I'm joking, man. I don't need that type of money, man.
You trying to
But
get
don't
you
worry
a
about
check?
it, man.
You trying to get you a check?
Oh, yeah, I need another check, man. Hey, don't worry about it. Get a Benson got y'all.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You already know what I'm gonna say. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Have a good day, brother.
All right, Galloway. I'll talk to you later. I don't know why we let Galloway sing today. Why we let Galloway sing. Have mercy. It's interesting. It's interesting. We got to find out certain things because the rhetoric, I guess the misinformation that I want you to know is what gets out. And they good at sending misinformation out. They good at it. All right, we got to take our final break here. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation for you. Last 15 minutes, y'all get your calls in at 504-582-9422. More coming up.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris.
Trump administration has not done a damn thing throughout its entire time in office to make life better for the American people.
That was House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking to reporters on the eve of January 6th, and Democrats are marking today 5 years since the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol and warning of the threat that democracy could be over soon. Today, House Democrats are holding an unofficial uniform examination of what they describe as ongoing risks to free and fair elections and public safety. The focus includes Trump's decision to pardon more than 1,500 people charged in connection with January 6 violence, along with broader concerns about election interference. They point to the Trump administration obtaining state voter registration lists, renewed push on states to move away from mail-in voting, and Trump publicly floating the idea of a third presidential term. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
My name is Armand Gillespie.
And this is Philip Thomas.
And we are the Bald Online Podcast, where we cover all the major sports topics. But today, we come to you all to talk about a more serious topic.
Suicide prevention. A little less than a week ago, a young, talented football player named Marshawn Nealon took his life after scoring his first NFL touchdown.
We stressed the importance of life and how precious every person is. We on Bald Online Podcast hope if you're ever going through anything, to please reach out to a loved one.
And if you think you have no one to turn to, please call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Remember, you are loved and cherished in every possible way.
Peace and always love from us. And remember, Ball don't lie. Peace.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
When you talk, we listen. WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Final few minutes here. Let me read this story to you, which I thought was interesting because they said, New Orleans incoming mayor Helena Moreno is scrambling to keep a promise made to veteran NOPD officers who were offered substantial bonuses to stay with the department. But the city now says it doesn't have the money. We don't have it. Pano wants to know what happened to the money. We've experienced the city not fulfilling their promises too many times, says Eric Hessler. Outgoing Mayor LaToya Cantrell pledged to pay police $10,000 bonuses if they stay with the NOPD for 3 more years. It was an attempt to stabilize the department hemorrhaging officers. But council budget chair and incoming city CAO, George Russo, says money set aside for those bonuses is missing. There was supposed to be $11 million, Geruso said. It's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be essentially earmarked. And now 3/4 of it we can't even account for. It's supposed to be earmarked. Incoming Mayor Helena Moreno says her administration will honor the retention bonuses even though the money isn't there. In a statement, she said, our officers deserve clarity and reliability, and we are committed to meeting our obligations while putting the city on sound financial footing. Obviously, we know how important that is because it's something that was promised as part of the budgeting, and now it's a question on where we find the money to pay for it. And then secondly, how did we get here? Hessler warns that there will be consequences if the city doesn't pay up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did Eric Hessler just show that he got a pair of hairy ones? You hairy devil, you. What that is, they call him Bushman. Oh! Bushy. He bushy. Is that bougie? No, that's bushy. He said, bruh. He didn't say it like that. I'm just making it up. Y'all know Eric. You know Eric. You know Eric. Eric, don't take this wrong. He said, bruh, it's going to affect recruitment and it's going to affect retention. And then ain't nobody going to believe you when you say something. Why would we come over here and work and become a veteran officer and stay for a certain period of time? Because you said you're going to pay me $10,000 if I stay, and you don't. I stayed my time. I held my end of the bargain up, says Bushy. 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 Go on, Bushy, Bushy. Now, Geruso is now wondering what other financial hazards they'll discover when the new city administration takes office next week. Stop wondering, because you looking for it? Trust me, you gonna find it. But when asked if he's afraid that there could be a few more landmines, Geruso reported, "Oh yeah, absolutely." I thought he was gonna say, "No, I'm not afraid." He said, "Oh yeah, sure am. Absolutely." So Mayor-elect Moreno says that she plans to tap into the $125 million short-term loan recently approved by the State Bond Commission to help pay the NOPD businesses and those bonuses. She is expected to seek City Council approval during a special meeting on January 14th. I don't know what to tell you on that one. You got to do what you got to do. Where'd the money go, though? How does this money just disappear? Did somebody walk up to it and go, hocus pocus, shabala, boom, shabala, poof? What is your name? I'm Boom Shabala. And my child's name is Poof. Boom Shabala, we need that money. Boom Shabala is going to bring it back. Watch my hands. Boom Shabala, poof. Oh, that didn't work. It didn't come back. Wait a minute, let me try again. Let me blow. My hands are cold. I'm blowing my hands. Let me get them warm again. Here it is. My magic spell. Boom Shabala, poof. That didn't work neither. I need to try it one more time. Give me one more time. Maybe I need to get up and do the dance too. Boom Shabala, ooh, poof.
Hump. There it is.
Boom Shabala didn't work, did it? Before I go, I need to say happy birthday to my baby, my youngest, my boo-boo, Alexis. Alexis celebrating her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Lexi!
Daddy love you, baby. Happy birthday and many more to come. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for me. Boom Shabala, I got to go. Boom Shabala. I'm getting ready to disappear myself. Y'all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be good.
Hey, what's up? This is Antonio Daniels.
And Joel Myers. And get ready, the Sports Report is up next
on WBOK.